Welcome to another episode of AirSculptTV. We have a really exciting patient interview today named Raro, and we treated her on AirSculptTV, and we were finally going to show her results. They're actually behind me. So here is her before, here is her 1 week, and here is her 1 month. She's now 2 months after, so we're actually going to see what she looks like now, which is super exciting. So I bet she looks way better than this. And I mean, this is 1 month, guys. I don't know what to tell you. So I'm really delighted to speak with Raro, and we'll get her on right away. Still loading.
Hello.
Hi, Raro. Thank you so much for doing this. It's a pleasure to see you.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to be here.
I mean, have you seen these results?
Listen, I'm still in shock myself, but I'm so excited because I'm like, finally, I got the snatch figure. I'm so happy right now.
Well, I'm going to actually ask you to show everybody what you look like now that it's been 2 months. But before we do that, I want to just go over kind of your journey. So
Okay.
I understand, so you did this 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And you had something done before AirSculpt, is that right?
I did actually.
So your before is not really your before. You actually, right. So what did you have done?
So I had cool sculpting done and didn't exactly come out the way I wanted it to come out. I was actually pretty disappointed with my results and just kind of discouraged because I was like, okay, will I ever be able to fix this? Like, what's going to go on with this? So that's even when I found out about AirSculpt, I was so excited, and it's just literally overnight tremendously such a difference. Just the best thing I've done so far.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How many sessions of cool sculpting did you have?
So I had quite a few. I think somewhere around 8 to 10. So I had quite a few actually. Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Okay. So that's really interesting. I think it's really important that people watching understand that AirSculpt is always one and done. There's no sessions. These results that you have behind my head, that's one time and one time only.
Right, exactly.
So, I love that. I mean, that's really important.
Yeah.
And another thing that goes along with that is, so first of all, how was your consultation?
So my consultation was good. Not gonna lie, when I first got in there, I was super nervous. However, the minute I got in there, everyone was so friendly, just kind of letting me know the ins and outs, telling me how I should expect the experience to be, and just really putting any type of like anxiety or stress I had initially going in to ease. And then the doctor just really recommended, okay, I already knew what I wanted, but he recommended like, okay, I think this would be a good fit for you. So it was really just walking me hand in hand throughout the entire process.
And remind everyone exactly what you had done. What areas did you have done?
Yeah, so I had my abdomen, full abdomen, as well as the back. And then I had my hip dips filled in as well. So I had a
you had the hip flip.
Yes, I had a hip flip, yeah.
I love it. Looks so good. I love seeing hip flip before and after. They look amazing. And by the way, your abs look incredible. Like,
wait until you see them now. They're getting better.
I can't wait. Well, I don't want to even see them yet. I want to ask you more questions first. What was the experience like having your procedure, having AirSculpt done? I'm sure you were nervous before you had it done.
Yeah. So, like I said, definitely was super nervous, naturally so in the beginning. But once I got there, I was so surprised, like pleasantly surprised by how everyone was just walking me through everything, just putting my mind to ease. Once the process even started, it was virtually had to get that word fixed together, but virtually painless. I didn't feel a thing, and it was just like a vibration that I was feeling. But it was excellent. Like, I could dare say it was kind of fun, but I loved it.
It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And then what about when you took off the garment for the first time and looked in the mirror? What was that like?
That was the best feeling ever. I think for the first 48 hours, I'm wondering, like, what is it going to look like? What's going to happen? Once I took it off, I was like, oh my goodness, so excited, because a lot of times, I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes I have to turn this angle and this angle to like how I'm looking. But for the first time ever, I was like, oh, wow, that's me. And I'm looking straight on. So it was an exciting feeling.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. And a lot of people ask about recovery. So
Yeah.
when did you go back to work and what was it like afterwards?
Yeah, so honestly, within a day, I was up and moving about, cooking. I work remotely, but I have clients other places. So by the next day or 2 days later, I literally was already at client site. So I was so surprised how the downtime was virtually no downtime. And I was able to just go back to my regular life almost immediately.
And did you take prescription painkillers or did you take ibuprofen afterwards?
So I think the first day I took prescription, but after that, I didn't really feel like I needed it. So I actually ended up flushing it down the toilet because I didn't
Good
really
job.
need it at all. Yeah.
Good. I love that. I love that. And would you recommend this to your friends and or family?
Oh, absolutely. I have been raving about this forever. One of my friends, she, a week later, went and signed up, already got her procedure done, loves her results already. But I have tons and tons of friends already signed up, did their consultation, and they're getting ready to make the big leap like I did.
Oh, that's
and
great.
So
that's great. I love
yeah,
hearing that.
definitely.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. So now for the part I've been waiting for, and everyone probably is. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Do you mind
Okay,
like standing up and turning around and showing us?
Yes. So let me push this camera back so you guys can get the
So
full
guys,
view.
this is 2 months after full ab and a hip flip with AirSculpt. Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So literally so flat.
Oh my God, this is
Yeah.
way better than your 1 month.
Yep. So way better.
I am really impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're ready basically for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. I mean,
I'm thinking so. They need to put me in.
I think you should. I think someone should go on Instagram and go to @Sports Illustrated and be like, "Hello."
Please.
Yeah, yeah. I'm ready for that for our first hip flip to get into Sports Illustrated. I mean, you look perfect. So, and I think everyone watching.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh well. Thank you so much for doing this with us. It's an honor and a delight. And
absolutely.
We'll post. So we'll post your before and afters, and maybe you can take a shot of your 2 month that we just saw, and we'll add that to the chain.
Okay, so, will do.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay. Take care. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.
We're going to answer some hip flip questions that we have. So as a way to conclude, again, this is Raro before AirSculpt, but after other body contouring treatments. Here's her 1 week after. Here's her 1 month, and we all just saw for the first time her 2 month after, which I think is like supermodel level. So I'm pretty speechless on her 2 months. It's even better than I expected. So let's go into questions and answers about hip flips. The first and most common one is, what is a hip dip? And a hip dip is, I'll show you on her actually. The hip dip is, this is her love handle area right here where my pen is, and below it, guys can see there's kind of a dent. And it's kind of what we call medically atrophic, where it's kind of like a little loose, dented. And what we did is take out her waist fat and her tummy fat, and then we filled this area out, and you can see it really better here, and created this contour. So she went from kind of boxy with a dent to a really small snatched waist, and then that violin curve that we all love so much. So that's what we did. That is the hip flip, is when we take fat from your tummy and waist or any other area and fill this area right there. And it goes into the leg a little bit. It just depends on where you have that dent. And we fill it and smooth it out and kind of feather it so you have a perfect S-curve, it's called. And next question is, a lot of people have more of a hip dip on one side than the other. very normal. I've never seen a hip dip that wasn't worse on one side than the other. And of course, we do everything we can to make it equal. So typically we put more fat on one side than the other, and I'm sure that's what we did here as well. So very good question. And what's the difference between a hip flip and power BBL? Really good question. And what that is, basically, a hip flip is kind of like a mini BBL, because in a power BBL, we also fill this area right there, but we're focusing for the BBL on volume and projection of the butt. In this, we're focusing more on silhouette. So most of the fat transfer is right on the side in the hip area as opposed to the butt. So that's the difference. It's basically where are we putting the fat, in the hip or in the butt. Butt is power BBL, hip is hip flip. Well, I need a Brazilian pillow to sit, and the answer is, in most cases, yes, but in some cases, no. It depends on where your dent is. We just don't want you sitting on freshly transferred fat. Simple as that. So depending on where the fat is transferred, you will or maybe you will not. If you need it, we give it to you, so you don't have to worry about that. And what's the difference between fat freezing and AirSculpt? Well, there's nothing similar. We actually take out your fat. We don't make it cold or anything. You see it. It's in a bucket like we show you every week. We can transfer it. But, you know, at Elite, my new motto is minimally invasive, maximal results. And everything the company exists for is to give you the most dramatic, aesthetically pleasing result possible in just one treatment. And again, with no needles, no scalpel, and no stitches, and that's really essential, and it's all we do. So, will I be able to work out after AirSculpt? Yes. You start being able to do normal physical activity the next day. We actually encourage it. Normal workouts start in between 2 and 3 weeks. Any other questions, Lauren? So anyone who has any questions, we can answer them now if they weren't answered. Someone asked about massages and fajas, and the answer is, with AirSculpt, you don't need lymphatic drainage massage if you want to do it. For some reason, it feels good. We're not stopping you, but it's definitely not part of the AirSculpt treatment. It's not required in any way, and neither are fajas. You wear a compression garment that's very similar to Spanx that we designed for AirSculpt for 2 weeks.
Okay, awesome.
BMI results?
BMI.
I mean, requirements, BMI
There is never a BMI requirement. We don't believe in BMI. I don't think it's a reasonable number. I don't think it makes sense clinically. I don't care what your BMI is. I care if you have fat and if you want it removed, and that's about it. Anything else?
A lot of people are just commenting that she looks great.
People are saying that she looks great. I love that.
Yeah.
Can you transfer stomach? Do you all collaborate with influencers? Obviously, once in a while we do. Do you transfer fat from the stomach to the hip? Yes, we sure do. That's what we did in Raro's case.
What is the recovery time?
Recovery time is really, you can go back to work the next day. So the recovery time is basically nothing.
Okay.
Your full result takes about 3 months. So Raro still didn't even look better. But as you can see, in a week, she already looked great. And that's really important with AirSculpt, that we're able to achieve that, is I want you to look great right away. I don't want you to wait 6 months. I want you to take off your compression garment and look in the mirror and be like, this is the best thing I've ever done. And that's our goal.
Someone asked, are we performing procedures at Charlotte?
We sure are. We're doing this in Charlotte every day. We're doing it across America now in 16 locations every day. Is it 17 or 16?
16. Is the fat
Almost 17. The next location is Salt Lake City, Utah.
Great. Someone asked, is the fat permanently removed or will eventually come back?
Oh, the fat that we remove is permanently removed. So it's considered permanent. Can you gain weight? Of course. But what you can't do is get the fat back that we took out. So that's a great question. We get that a lot. That's pretty much it. So if you have any more questions, please DM us. We will answer them. We love engaging with you guys. Ask us any question you want. We're open across the country, even in New York, and we'd love to see any of you. I'm going to be in New York next week, and we'll be going live from New York with some special content for you, for everyone. So thank you very much, and hope you have a good Thursday.